happy to pass it over to our next section, which is going to be on financing. So now we're going to turn to a question that is on every contractor's mind. How do customers pay for this? We're going to hear from Matthew Brown, who is going to talk to us about understanding financing opportunities. And Matthew is the co-chair and managing member of the National Energy Improvement Fund, one of the country's leading organizations in energy efficiency and electrification financing. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you so much. Give me 2 seconds to get the proper screen shared. Okay. So, well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you all. Actually, it's interesting. We're in the kind of last phases of design of a launch of a new financing program for energy efficiency in the state of Georgia. So the timing of this call and this webinar is actually pretty apt. Um, what I'm going to do is I'll keep this fairly brief, but I want to just kind of use this presentation to provide a bit of an outline for how we, as a lending company that is very focused on energy efficiency, how we interact with contractors, um, how we help contractors to sell more of what they sell, i.e., to sell more energy efficiency and energy efficiency products, but using the financing that we offer. Um, so part of this, I thought it might be helpful to simply draw from a few of the slides that we use when we are presenting to contractors to give you a good sense of how we interact with contractors. So maybe just a little, just a quick minute on who we are. So National Energy Improvement Fund, we are a certified benefit corporation. That means that we are a for-profit, as I like to say, a for-profit with a mission. The mission is to make it affordable for homeowners and businesses to reduce their climate impact by using energy efficiency, electrification tools to do so. We are a lender. We're both a commercial lender and a consumer lender. We also provide advanced funding for energy-related rebates. I'm going to focus here on the consumer side of this. So we are a consumer lender. We work across the country. We lend in 48 different states at this point, and we are very focused on again on energy efficiency, and in particular working with programs, utility programs, state programs, and so on, like the one I just mentioned with Georgia. Um, I think we have what we call it's a simple interest, meaning it is a simple fixed monthly payment. Our interest rates do not charge, or excuse me, do not change for customers, and we really do all kinds of financing um, uh, for all kinds of different home energy improvements. It's an unsecured equipment loan or equipment secured loan. The idea is that a contractor can be in a home, can work with a customer, can present a scope of work. That customer can apply online through our system, get an immediate decision. There is a credit pre-screen tool that we use or that contractors can use to even know before they go into the home if the customer is going to be able to qualify for a loan. It is as I say, a pre-screen. It's not running credit, not running full credit on a customer. And the other feature is when we're working with contractors, we really focus on making sure that payment goes out to contractors very quickly. Typically, we're going to look for a customer to sign off on a completed project and on a certificate of completion, and we will pay next day to that customer. So really in the end, our goal as a company is to help contractors to increase their sales of energy efficient equipment, and to use financing, to use our tool to do that. So a few different elements of what we do. One, I just mentioned this, the credit pre-screen, easy application, kind of pre-screen a customer that does not impact their credit. It's what we call a soft pull. for credit, and customers then can apply. And you'll see in a second, we have what we have. We have a monthly payment estimator, so that even before there's a customer has applied and had their credit pulled, we can give a very, very good idea of what that customer's monthly payment is going to be. Again, immediate credit decisions. Um, we and we it's kind of amazing to me still how many different integrations our system has, whether it's um, with a credit bureau, or whether it is with identity verification, whether it's with property verification. There's so many different integrations that are happening in our electronic system behind the scenes. But in the end, we have energy lending specialists who are working every single day to help customers to complete applications and then coordinate very, very closely with contractors to make sure those contractors know exactly what's happening with a project and with the funding. Um, Everything that we do is electronic, and including that application. So just to give you a sense, this I grabbed this slide from a contract that we're doing with a large generator company. But it's the same kind of thing, and you can kind of see when contractors are using our system. You can kind of see, loan sizes go from 2,500 up to 50,000, terms out to 12 years. There's a pretty wide range um, of products that we can finance. And again, and this is really critical with any type of home energy financing. It is not done. We do not do it as a mortgage. The whole idea is to really do it as quickly as possible, and as cheaply as possible. So we could get into different discussion about the value of things like energy efficient mortgages, which some of you may have heard of. This is not that. This is a very quick credit-based structure, and you can see our rates. This is a non-subsidized rate, so a non-subsidized rate is for about 85% of the customers that we serve is at 8.99% rate. That's just a straight up market rate. What you'll see is that falls kind of on I'll say the lower end of the middle of what you're going to see. You will see some credit unions who might have lower rates. Typically, their process is going to be more of go into the credit union and apply for the loan at that credit union, as opposed to a kind of kitchen table type of transaction. So I'm not going to go into this in detail, but it gives you a sense of the basic terms for any type of loan that we do. Um, the um, the other thing that we really try hard to do is to make it easy for a contractor um, uh, to essentially have their own page on our site that shows the types of products that they offer. One thing that we do is we offer a lot of different products that may be subsidized by a state, subsidized by utility. So this page would indicate, such and such a contractor is able to offer. Maybe there's a 0% program. We do, for instance, in New Jersey, we do a lot of 0% financing programs that contractors can offer. So that shows up on this contractor's page that is on our site. Um, and you can kind of see the ability the contractor has to do monthly or monthly payment estimates. So um, instant credit pre-screen, and that's kind of the high level of what we do. I think that the main point that I want to really make here, though, is what you've seen is that we really try to work with contractors and support contractors. The idea that we've kind of based a lot of our financing on is that our financing really is meant to be a part of the sale, kind of fully integrated into that contractor's sale. So we really try to make sure that contractor is as well trained as possible on the types of financing that we offer, and is able to really and not just say to a customer, okay, here's your job. It's going to cost you 12,000, 20,000, 8,000, $50,000. The message is it'll cost you $300 a month or whatever that is. So the customer is really focused on that monthly payment, ideally focused also on the energy savings and the upgrades to their home. I think one of the earlier speakers mentioned that we like to kind of talk about what we do in terms of cars and such. The way when we talk about financing, the idea is really the financing should really be very similar to or as easy, frankly, easier. I hate buying a car at a car dealership, but easier than uh, the integration that car dealerships have with financing. So ideas integrate it with the sale, make it easy, make it fast, make the payments fast, keep rates down as much as possible. So that's what I got to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for walking us through those financing opportunities. Now